Welcome back to the channel. Today we'll be taking a look at the 12 Japanese motorcycles that run forever. Number 12, Honda Rebel 1100. The Honda Rebel 1100 is known for running forever with almost no fuss. It keeps things simple, strong, and easy to live with, which is why riders trust it. This model feels fresh thanks to small updates in tuning, smoother throttle feel, and better heat control. It stays true to the Rebel style but adds a grown-up tone that suits long rides and daily use. It uses a 1087cc twin that is built to last. Honda set it up for low-stress running so the parts inside do not strain much. This helps the motor stay stable even when you push it hard. You get steady power at low revs, clean acceleration, and a calm sound that signals strength instead of drama. Honda also worked on the ride feel by giving it a relaxed seat height, smooth damping, and clean handling. It does not ask much from the rider, just regular oil changes and it keeps going. What stands out for many buyers is the price. At about $12,000, it brings real value. You get a long-life motor, good comfort, and solid build quality without paying luxury money. If you want a bike that stays with you for years, the Rebel 1100 fits the job. It keeps repairs small, keeps comfort high, and ages slowly. It is the kind of motorcycle you hold on to because it just works every single day. Number 11, Suzuki SV650. The Suzuki SV650 keeps its simple formula but adds small touches that make it feel new again without losing its old-school charm. The latest tuning smooths out the throttle, the dash layout is cleaner, and the fuel injection feels sharper than before. These updates help it stay fresh for riders who want something steady but not outdated. Its shape stays narrow, the seat is easy to reach, and the riding stance feels natural for daily use. It is a bike that still looks current even after years on the road, and that makes owners hold on to it longer. The engine sits at the center of its reputation. It uses a 645cc V-twin built with low-stress parts that hold up for years. It pulls smooth from low revs and does not fight back in heavy traffic. Heat stays under control, and the gearbox gives steady shifts every time. The motor has a calm character that suits long mile days and fast weekend rides without extra strain. The weight stays near 437 pounds, making the frame strong and easy to handle. At around $9,000, it lands in a price range that fits real-world budgets. Basic care keeps it in shape and parts are easy to source across the USA, so owners never feel trapped in expensive repairs. The SV650 stands strong because it keeps things honest and steady. It feels fresh, stays reliable, and carries its miles without drama. Number 10, Yamaha XSR700. The Yamaha XSR700 mixes a clean retro style with fresh changes that make the current model feel tighter, smoother, and more refined. The latest setup gives better throttle control, a calmer idle, and a slightly firmer feel from the suspension. These touches help it stand out without turning it into something complicated. The seating position feels natural, the tank shape is easy to grip, and the whole bike still looks current even though its roots go back years. The engine is the main reason it keeps such a strong reputation. It uses a 689cc twin that has smooth pull and low-stress parts. Yamaha keeps polishing the fuel mapping, so the motor reacts cleanly at low speeds and does not jerk in traffic. It handles long miles without strain, holds temperature well, and rarely asks for anything more than the usual service. Its weight stays around 410 pounds, which keeps the bike light on the road and simple to guide through tight streets. The steel frame handles rough roads without bending or shaking, and the suspension, though basic, has a firm setting that holds up for years. At roughly $9,000, the XSR700 fits a price range that makes sense for riders who want a mix of style and dependability. The XSR700 works because it keeps things simple, strong, and timeless. If you want a motorcycle that holds up, stays fun, and keeps its charm for years, this one fits the role with ease. Number 9, Honda Nighthawk 750. The Honda Nighthawk 750 is a steady machine that stays fresh with small updates that keep it relevant for riders who want simple strength. The latest setup brings smoother fuel response, cleaner idle, and slightly firmer suspension tuning that helps it feel more planted on rough roads. Its layout stays classic, the seat is easy to reach, and the riding stance feels calm for daily use. In the USA, riders like that this bike keeps its old-school shape, but now feels tighter, cleaner, and more put together than older runs. The engine uses a 747cc four-cylinder that is known for running long with very little stress. Honda refined the fuel mix so the motor reacts clean at low speeds, holds a steady tone, and avoids sudden jerks. It handles long highway miles without strain and stays cool even in tough city traffic. The bike weighs around 463 pounds, making it stable on the road without feeling heavy at slow speeds. At roughly $7,000, it lands in a range that fits real budgets. Parts are easy to find across the USA, and shops know how to work on this model without charging big bills. The Nighthawk 750 keeps winning riders because it just works year after year. It stays smooth, stays honest, and keeps its character without turning into a money pit. If you want a motorcycle that holds up, stays clean, and keeps its calm nature for a long time, this one fits the job well. Number 8. Suzuki V-Strom 800. The Suzuki V-Strom 800 feels fresh thanks to updates that make it smoother, quieter, and more stable than older versions. The current setup brings cleaner throttle action, better fuel response, and tighter suspension that helps it handle rough pavement with more confidence. Its riding stance is upright, the seat is wide, and the handlebar position suits long hours without strain. The engine uses a 776cc twin that is built for calm running and long-mile durability. Suzuki shaped this motor to work without stress, which helps every part inside last longer. It pulls strong at low revs, stays smooth in traffic, and keeps heat under control even during slow city runs. The weight sits around 476 pounds, which keeps the bike planted on the road while still easy enough to guide through tight spots. At around $10,000, it gives strong value for riders who want a long-lasting machine that does not turn into an expensive project. The V-Strom 800 stands out because it offers steady performance, long life, and simple upkeep. If you need a motorcycle that stays dependable year after year, this one handles the task with calm strength. Number 7. Yamaha Bolt. The Yamaha Bolt keeps its core look but feels fresh thanks to small updates that make it smoother, calmer, and easier to handle. The latest setup gives better throttle feel, cleaner fueling, and a slightly firmer ride that keeps it more planted on rough pavement. It keeps that low seat, short wheelbase, and simple style that USA riders like, but the newer tune makes it feel more polished. The engine is a 941cc V-twin that runs with low-stress parts. It pulls steady from low revs, holds a smooth tone, and stays cool even in slow traffic. Yamaha refined the fuel mix so the motor reacts cleanly when rolling off and back on the throttle. The gearbox gives a solid click with each shift, and the whole setup feels built for long life rather than constant fixing. This motor has a calm rhythm that suits daily rides and long weekends without straining anything inside. The Bolt weighs around 540 pounds, giving it a planted feel but still easy enough to guide through tight city spots. At about $9,000, it fits a real-world budget for riders who want a long-lasting machine that does not hit them with surprise costs. Parts are common across the USA, and the design is simple enough that most shops can service it without big labor bills. You do not deal with layers of hidden tech or fragile extras. The Yamaha Bolt earns its place because it keeps life simple. It runs steady, holds its strength over the years, and keeps its style without trying too hard. Number 6. Honda Gold Wing. The Honda Gold Wing stays true to its name by feeling fresh even after years on the road. The latest setup brings smoother throttle feel, cleaner fuel control, and a more balanced ride that helps it handle both slow city streets and long highway miles with less effort. The seat shape is refined, the damping feels steadier, and the overall layout is trimmed in a way that makes the bike feel tighter without losing comfort. The engine is a 1833cc flat-six built with low-stress parts and steady cooling. It pulls smooth even at low revs, reacts cleanly when you ease on the throttle, and runs cool under heavy loads. Honda focused on keeping internal strain low, which is why this motor is known for lasting miles that most bikes never reach. The weight sits around 800+ pounds, giving it a planted presence on the road. Even at that size, its balance stays friendly once you get rolling. At roughly $28,000, it sits at the top of the range, but riders pay for long life and low fuss. Parts are easy to find in the USA, and shops know this model well, so service stays smooth. The gold wing holds its place because it treats time gently. It stays strong, stays steady, and carries its comfort forward year after year. If you want a motorcycle built to last long miles without drama, this one stands as a clear pick. Number 5. Suzuki TU250X. The Suzuki TU250X keeps a fresh vibe thanks to small updates that make it smoother, quieter, and more refined while keeping its classic shape. The current setup gives cleaner fueling, better cold starts, and a calmer idle that helps it feel more settled during daily use. The riding stance is upright, the controls are simple, and the frame stays slim, which makes it friendly for city traffic. USA riders like it because it keeps that old-school charm but avoids the rough edges that older units sometimes had. The engine uses a 249cc single that is known for running with very low stress. Suzuki shaped this motor with steady cooling and clean fuel flow so it stays smooth even when pushed around town. It pulls with a gentle tone, avoids vibration spikes, and keeps heat under control. The gearbox gives light shifts with a clear click, and the whole setup feels built to last instead of asking for constant care. The weight sits near 320 pounds, making it easy to move in tight parking spaces and stable enough for longer routes. At around $5,000, it fits a real-world budget, especially for riders who want a strong long-term commuter. If you want a bike that feels honest, lasts long, and keeps costs low, this one covers the job with quiet confidence. Number 4. Honda CB750. The Honda CB750 feels fresh thanks to a set of quiet upgrades that make it smoother, cleaner, and more settled on the road. The latest tune gives better fuel control, a calmer idle, and tighter throttle response that helps it feel sharper without turning complex. The dash layout is easier to read, the switches feel more solid, and the seat shape has been refined so long rides feel less tense. The stance stays classic, but the newer finish on the tank and side panels gives it a cleaner look that holds up well over time. The engine uses a 748cc four-cylinder built with low-stress parts and steady cooling. It pulls smooth from low revs, stays calm in traffic, and reacts clean when rolling on the throttle. The motor avoids heat spikes, and that slow and steady behavior is why these engines last so long. The weight stays around 480 pounds, giving a stable stance without feeling heavy at low speeds. The frame stays strong, the suspension has a firmer feel than older versions, and the steering stays light enough for tight streets. At about $9,000, the CB750 fits a solid USA price range. Parts are common, shops know the layout, and nothing about it demands high bills. Basic care keeps it running clean for years. The Honda CB750 holds its place because it keeps life simple. It stays steady, lasts long, and gives you a ride that feels the same every time you start it. Number 3. Yamaha Tenere 700. The Yamaha Tenere 700 feels fresh thanks to updates that make it smoother, clearer in its response, and more settled on rough pavement. The latest tune gives cleaner fueling, a calmer idle, and a tighter feel in the mid-range, which helps it act more composed on both city streets and dirt roads. The dash layout looks cleaner, the seat padding is improved, and the riding triangle feels more natural for long hours. The engine uses a 689cc twin known for its low-stress behavior and long-mile durability. It pulls smooth from idle, holds a steady rhythm across the rev range, and avoids shaking or heat spikes even when you ride slow in traffic. Yamaha refined the fuel mix so the throttle feels clean at low speeds, and the gearbox gives a firm click through each shift. The bike weighs around 452 pounds, which gives it a planted feel while still being easy enough to guide on tight trails or narrow streets. At around $10,000, it offers strong value in the USA for riders who want something they can keep for a long time without high upkeep. The Tenere 700 earns its place because it stays honest, durable, and predictable no matter where you take it. Number 2. Honda Shadow 750. The Honda Shadow 750 feels fresh thanks to a cleaner fuel setup, smoother throttle action, and tighter panel fit that gives it a more modern touch without losing its classic low cruiser feel. The seat shape is slightly refined, The controls feel firmer and the paint finish holds up better than older runs. USA riders like it because it still looks like a simple, tough cruiser, but now rides with fewer rough edges. The engine uses a 745cc V-twin that runs with low stress and steady cooling. Honda built this motor to stay smooth, avoid heat spikes, and pull clean from low revs. It reacts gently when you ease on the throttle and holds a calm rhythm even during slow city riding. The gearbox shifts with a soft but clear feel, and the motor's simple design means fewer moving parts working under strain. The bike weighs around 550 pounds, which gives it a planted feel while still being easy to guide at low speeds. At around $8,000, it fits a solid USA price range for riders who want a long-lasting cruiser without high upkeep. Parts for this model are common, shops know the platform well, and there is no maze of hidden tech that drives up service bills. The design stays open and straightforward, which keeps long-term costs low. The Honda Shadow 750 earns its place because it stays steady, reliable, and easy to live with. It delivers a calm ride, a simple layout, and the kind of durability that makes riders hold on to it for years. Number 1. Yamaha MT-07. The Yamaha MT-07 feels fresh thanks to updates that tighten the throttle feel, smooth out the fueling, and give the bike a cleaner, sharper response in daily riding. The new tune settles the idle, reduces the slight dips older versions had, and makes low-speed control easier for city traffic. The seat padding is improved, the tank shape is a bit slimmer, and the bars sit at a nicer angle that takes pressure off the wrists. The engine uses a 689cc twin that has built its name on long life and low stress. It pulls clean from the bottom, holds a smooth beat through the mid-range, and avoids harsh heat buildup that usually wears out parts early. The bike weighs around 406 pounds, giving it a light and easy feel while still staying steady at highway speed. The frame is strong, the suspension has a firmer tone than older versions, and the steering is quick without being twitchy. At about $8,000, it sits in a price range that makes sense for USA riders who want a bike that lasts without draining their wallet. Parts are everywhere, shops know this platform well, and service stays simple because the design avoids extra layers of fragile tech. Overall, the Yamaha MT-07 earns its top spot because it brings long life, simple care, and a ride that stays fun for years. And with this, we have reached the end of this video. Make sure to like it and subscribe the channel for future upcoming videos.